Welcome everyone that clicked on this video. You can call me May, and today is a fun video. I think I've said that for almost all my videos recent, but this is one I've actually had an idea of doing for a while alongside like a kind of a series. So I decided I want to do a kind of a series based on this, not this specific thing, but I kind of want to do a series of making self-insert OCs more for fun than anything, because I think it's fun to imagine what a character design for yourself would be in a world. A lot of these don't have like a bunch of lore or anything, but like some other ones I want to do is my hero one, because work system is really fun to work with, and a spider sonar are two I am planning on doing videos for. But I decided for my first one I would do the classic, a Sonic OC. This is kind of to go alongside the video I posted in my previous video, which was making my 3 favorite Sonic characters as humans. It's kind of to go with that because of again, because Crossworlds just came out like last month. I'm planning on posting this in November, by the way. So happy either early Thanksgiving or late Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving, depending when I post this. I know not everyone celebrates it in November, but in the US we do so, and that's where I am. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I'm thankful for all you. I hope you, or if I just hope you have a great day whenever you're watching this. But we're going to see it into it. So this is technically also, I think I might have titled the thumbnail of this might have redesign on it. I don't know for sure. But it's technically a redesign because I do have an old Sonic OC. I don't know if I'll be able to find photos of it or not. Just a pink bunny rabbit is the old one because my favorite character was Cream the Rabbit. So my old OC that my brother even made me one too at one point, both were just pink bunny rabbits. I still like that idea, but I decided to go with a panda this time around because that is my my favorite animal and literally part of my YouTube name. So I thought it'd make more sense to go for a panda. I tried my best to copy the art style of Sonic to the best of my abilities. I think it came out actually pretty well, all things considered. However, I did decide to make it so, super easy on myself with the pose I chose for the hands. I decided to have her hands like fingers entwined behind her back. Like, you'll see the pose and you'll get what I'm saying. But I don't know why I decided to do this, because I am not good at drawing hands in general, and also Sonic hands are different proportions than the hands I usually draw because they have slightly chubbier fingers at the tips. But I still decided to do it. I actually think it came out pretty dang well for doing that, making that a difficult thing. But so I did do, before I did this one, I did a sketch of her, which has like I've had a couple sketches of her. I'll try to show them. But one of the sketches I had that I put right before I did this one was a colored in sketch to make the color outlines done. It kept looking a little bit off. I still don't think it looks perfectly like it would fit in the Sonic universe. Not because of the art style, it's because I think the outfit or the outfit colors. I think it's the colors, because not a lot of Sonic characters wear pastel-y colors. And I even brightened it up more than I usually would. So I think the outfit could be a little bit brighter to fit more into the Sonic canon. But then again, I also just really like the colors, and I didn't want to light them anymore. I thought it might be the fact that because usually Sonic characters have like a color scheme that's like close to color, like one color plus black and white, like Shadow or Rouge, or like the color schemes are like 2 colors but they're like close on the color wheel type of thing. But then I realized characters like Cream the Rabbit have a whole orange and yellow color scheme, but then has the blue bow tie. So I do think that the yellow works fine here. But anyways, a little bit, I guess I wanted to give, because I've seen one other Sonic OC video that ironically was a girl doing a panda as well. But she talks about how, like, most Sonic characters have like a thing that is special to them to do. Like Cream and Tails can fly, Sonic's fast, Silver has telekinesis, Shadow is the ultimate life form with chaos control, Knuckles is strong and can glide, Blaze the cat can use fire, Amy is strong and can use has a hammer. So they all have these things, and I decided for mine, to give myself my character a wisp friend, kind of like how Cream has Cheese, the Chow. I think I've said this multiple times, but if this is your first time watching my channel, my favorite Sonic game is Sonic Colors. We don't talk about the fact that's the only one I actually finished all the way through. But it's my favorite game. I really liked it when I was a kid, just watching it when it first came out. I thought it was fun. I decided to give myself a wisp for that reason, I was debating between all the wisps, but then the two I got down to at the end were Cube and Frenzy. Cube because it always was one of my favorites because I liked how blocky and cute it was, and also Minecraft, my brother mentioned. And then Frenzy because I thought it would be fun to have a big purple shadowish monster transformation. And the juxtaposition, I think is what it's called, of having the really cute pink cutesy outfit with a Frenzy wisp as her bestie, as her best friend. I did end up going with Frenzy in the end because I went back and played a little bit of Sonic Colors just to test them both out, and I liked the playstyle of Frenzy better, so I decided to go with Frenzy. You can maybe see some doodles on the screen I didn't end up keeping. I did make what her super form would look like, even though I know it's technically now only male hedgehogs can have a super form, even though characters like Knuckles and Blaze the Cat and stuff have one. So I know what that technically means probably everyone can have one, but I decided not to actually keep it on this because I want to keep it drawing simple. But if you're curious, I would have done the black parts of her like a really white-ish light yellow, and then her main color as gold, so it was kind of the opposite of what a panda usually would be. I thought that was a cool idea. I didn't end up keeping it though on here. And then some other cute sketches of like the little icon emoji things that you can get in, that you have in Sonic Racing to communicate with people. I made two of those. I sketched a human form, and then I sketched her just hugging the wisp. I decided to get rid of all those because I wanted to keep it actually very simple. I did, however, draw the Frenzy form and keep that on here. It was actually really fun to draw. I just kind of looked at Sonic's Frenzy form and just like replaced the things that needed. I extended it longer in the back towards the top to be like the ponytail that she has, and then she has the panda ears and little eyelashes because she's a girl. And then she has her little hair poof in the front wisp thing. Actually, to get the effect of like the cracking or whatever that the Frenzy form has, I actually used the water brush in Procreate. It actually came out really well. Then before I get to her design, I'll go to the little wisp. I didn't think of a name for the wisp, so if you have a name, I was debating whether to jokingly name it April because my panda character's name is May, or like June maybe because that's my birth month and my panda character's name is May, to kind of like cream and cheese, or Flower because May flowers. Those are some of my ideas, but I haven't fully thought of one. But I just drew the wisp and then I shaded it in fun ways and stuff, used an airbrush on it to make it kind of look like the texture of the wisp. I did make it darker than I think the Frenzy wisp is, just because I think that look just feels right to me. I tried to make it slightly turned at an angle, so that's why the mouth is closer to one side than the other. I don't know if it came across like that, and I made the arms down more than the Frenzy wisp, so it looks like it's chilling. I decided to add a little bow on its horn thingy and a little scarf handkerchief thing around its neck because Cheese has a bow tie, so that means I could give my wisp whatever I like. I also thought it was fun to just decorate it, even though I do think it kind of is funny to see the wisp like that. The Frenzy wisp, that's like the quote, was technically the aftermath of Eggman like corrupting whatever the wisps was, the Frenzy wisp, but then actually just turned into chill dude. So yeah, for my OC's design, I called her just simply May, so it's May the Panda. Kind of goes with my name. It's basically my name, just replace shy with his the and switch them around a little bit. So this is May the Panda. To be fair, because every Sonic character has their animal after their name most of the time. At least that's what their title is. Anyways, so I decided to, as I said, make her a panda. The ears, I didn't have really a reference for a panda because I think there might have been one panda in one of the comics. I didn't look hard enough to find it again, but there might have been one at one point, but it was like a big fluffy one. But yeah, I said the ears might not be fully accurate to Sonic characters, but I don't know what panda ears would look like on a female Sonic character, so I decided to just go with this. I gave her little fluffs on the side of her face because I didn't like how flat it looked otherwise. Her base of her head is actually like a tiny bit like pink tinted white, while the one on top of where her mouth and stuff is, like the bottom part, like her mouth area, is like a pure white. So that's why it's like slightly different between the two. She has a ponytail because if you look at some Sonic characters like Whisper and Blaze the Cat both have ponytails, so I thought it would fit, especially Whisper, so she has literally ponytail. She's actually an inspiration for this design somewhat because of her having the gun that she can shoot the wisp abilities and being able to communicate with them. So I'm like, they still have wisps in the comics and in the game, so I can use a wisp. Then she has a scarf, which I don't know if Sonic characters have scarves option, but I have a scarf on my main character, so that's why I wanted it. I forgot to mention that the front of her hair poof is supposed to look like the shape of a heart, which I think was really fun and clever. Actually came out really well, really like how that looks. Her eyes are pink because I like the white, pink, and black main color scheme. In the sketch I did, she has arm and leg warmers, which I feel like are what might be tilting her towards not as canon of a Sonic character. But I really liked how they looked, so I wanted to keep them. But in the original sketch I did on my iPad before I made this one, they were pink. And I realized that most Sonic characters don't have big colored things next to their hands. They have like bracelets or something around their wrist, but not on the main part. And main inspiration for leg warmers and stuff was Rouge the Bat, how she has the tall boots and the tall gloves, which are completely white with the tips being a different color. So I decided to just go for that, completely white with the tips being completely different color. The top is inspired by Whisper's top, who has kind of a corset suit thing, leotard suit. So the corset looking top kind of look thing kind of does fit, or what is on a Sonic character, so I decided to go with that. And then the sleeves were based on another Sonic character. I can't remember her name. She is the like wooden doll puppet, one that Robotnik made when he was good for a little bit in the comics. I don't know for the full comic lore, okay? I just know little bits and pieces, but I know she has poofy sleeves, so I decided to go with those. And then their skirt's just based on like Amy's skirt, but slightly less gravity defying and has a little bit of ruffles underneath. I do think that is something that not many Sonic characters have, if any at all. Not really any of them have the ruffles underneath, so I think that's what could also be making the outfit look a little bit on the edge of not canon Sonic character. So I couldn't find a reference for how Sonic would draw the ruffles, or at least off when I was just looking at stuff. I couldn't find it at the moment. But I've seen people draw Amy with it and it looked canon enough. I know Amy has it underneath her skirt. I just made mine peek out from below the skirt. And then the arguably most important part of a Sonic character, the shoes. I actually had fun designing these because I guess they look kind of most like Tails shoes, but they're just like classic type of Sonic shoes that have like the white in the front and then the stripe of white. But instead of like a buckle or something, she has a yellow heart, which is a different shade of yellow than her scarf because it's supposed to look slightly more golden. So she has a yellow heart, and then she has the silver bomb of her shoes, and then I think the shoes are probably the most Sonic-like part, besides maybe the heart on them. But I still think it could be Sonic canon. Yeah, I actually really like how she came out, and it was actually very fun to make her. Her nose is a little heart shape, and then I think she actually looks decently good, like a Sonic character. I also tried to look at the Sonic shading style for this one. I kind of looked at it and kind of tried a copy of it. Most Sonic characters are shaded, mostly with just like I think black. So I tried to do that, and most of their like shading parts are bigger in certain parts than others. So I tried to kind of copy the Sonic shading and lighting, because most Sonic lighting on the 2D flat drawings are lines on top of every part that's separate being lit. So I kind of tried to copy the Sonic lighting and shading style a little bit, so it looked a little bit more even like a Sonic character. And I think that came out pretty well. I didn't want to try to render one, because I haven't rendered anything 3D before, even though I guess the wisp kind of looks like it. But I didn't want to even try for this, because I just prefer drawing in 2D. Maybe one day I'll try to do a 3D style, but not today. Anyways, I do really like how this actually came out. Let me know how you like her in the comments if you want. And like I say at the end of all of my videos that are related to Sonic, go check out my brother's channel if you like Sonic the Hedgehog. It's always linked in the description. Metaferno, he does Sonic content. And yeah, I don't think I have really much else to say for this video. I hope you have a happy or good Thanksgiving. I think it's gonna probably, I'm trying to post this before that, so I hope you have a good Thanksgiving, or at least a good day on whatever day it is, and have a fun time. Yeah, that's all I pretty much have to say. I thank everyone who clicked on this video, and especially those who watched all the way through. I hope you enjoyed it, and bye bye.